What's up, guys? Your resident jack of all trades, master of none, Alec, is here, and today I have my Digimon deck profile for my yellow-purple Mastermind deck that I did use at the regional in Texas at Akon. I did not perform well. I went X3 in round 4, so I won one match out of my 4 rounds. But I still want to show you guys the list that I ran. I think the list is pretty decent. I think I was found lacking. I played against 2 X antibody decks, Yellow Hybrid and Imperial Digimon. And so I didn't. The only matchup I was really unsure about was the Yellow Hybrid list. And that's because I straight up did not know how to play it, and that's why I lost it. But we're just going to get right into it. First off, I have 4 of the Nyaromon. I'm running a Digivolve Mastermind list, so I am running a proper line that should help me do some Jugress plays. Nyaromon, it's the consistency card I went for. I'm not playing the Demi-Maramon kind of aggressive consistency list. I went for a list that was more, I guess, resilient in my opinion. So I'm running my 4 Salamons. People are gunning for your Gatomons often, and if you hard play a Gatomon, your opponent might just come out of pocket to get rid of it in any way they can. And so I have Salamon as kind of a backup. I keep it in raising mostly just for when they get rid of Gatomon, if I bait with it. And then the Salamon Nitstack comes up and I can still Jugress. Then I have 2 Candlemons, just as another yellow Digimon to have in my raising area, because sometimes I play my purple-yellow options, and sometimes I need a yellow Digimon on board. Candlemon's here. It has a fun little inheritable where if I play a purple Digimon, I gain a memory. We will be playing purple Digimon often, so it comes up more times than not. Last rookie is 2 Gazimon. Floodgates are just good. Gazimon does not let my opponent gain any memory, so that's mostly for memory boost, but I really like it in the X-Antibody matchup because their inheritable stack does give them memory, and Gazimon says no. Oh, and against, Alphamon, who gains memory off of attack. I really do like Gazimon in that matchup, and I like him really in general. So now we're on the champions. The most important champion, of course, is Gatomon. I think you just kind of have to play 4 of it. It's my main card, where Salamon backs it up. Oftentimes, I'm kind of conservative. I don't like to lose my Gatomon if I can't help it. If they can kill my Gatomon with things like Lydramon or Rangermon, as we knew him, then if I let them kill my Gatomons, I'm usually in for a bad time. I just am. It costs 5, but we play a lot of cards to increase our memory, so it's not so bad. Next up is our last of our champions, we only have 7, is Wizardmon. Wizardmon is a dual color champion. It is it's the primary thing you want to Digivolve your Salamon into. It serves 2 purposes. One, it's what you can sit with in your raising area as your backup plan for when your first plan gets destroyed, because you can just move it up, Digivolve into your Lady Devimon, and presumably you had 3 memories, so it's still your turn to play something for your Jugress. Fairly solid. The other thing is getting those 2 colors on board to be able to use your options from hand when you're in desperate need. Wizardmon's great for that. Really solid if you're going to be Digivolving. If you're not playing the Digivolving strategy, then I just wouldn't suggest them. Next up is Ultimates. So first up we have 3 of the BT3 Lady Devimon. She draws 2 and trash 2s on Digivolve. Pretty good. Yeah, I would say she's pretty good. Then her inheritable isn't bad either, where you get to delete a level 3 Digimon when you play an option. Not bad, though. When I'm playing options, I'm usually trying to kill a little bit more than a level 3. But against decks like Imperial that might just have Vmons hanging around, I can kill what I need to kill and then kill a Vmon too, so really solid. She costs 3 to Digivolve, but of course with Gatomon, when you Digivolve into one of your angels, it makes it cost 1. So Digivolving into this card for a cost of 1 is crazy good. I love it. It's solid. You could play it at 4. I chose to play it at 3, only because I'm also playing 3 copies of the other Lady Devimon from the starter deck. This Lady Devimon, you trash 1 card in hand, and then you dig 3 cards deep into your deck, searching for a yellow and purple angel. That's Angel, Fallen Angel, and Holy Angel. I have missed quite a few times using this effect. The reason you can still run her, and her, or even over her, Lady Devimon from the starter deck costs 6 to hard play, and Lady Devimon from BT3 costs 8. So You usually don't hard slam these, but it can come up, and 6 is easier to deal with than 8. Also, it costs 6,000 DP, so you can bring it back with Flame Hell Scythe. I think in my next build of this deck, I will probably reduce this one down and play 4 copies of this one. Just because I missed. This effect has missed. This effect can't miss. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. She's not bad, but I've had some issues. Next up, kind of the premier guy, 3 copies of Magnanimon. He's just amazing. Recovery on recovery on play, it costs 7. Then you can Jogress with him and get your Mastermind off and do all those fun things. You can bring it back from the trash to immediately get another recovery. You can hard slam it from your hand just when you need this card decides how long your game's gonna be. It can really hurt if you don't see it. You can still go into Jogress plays because we also do play 2 copies of the Anduamon, but this is the one you want to use more times than not. And then we have Anduamon. When on play, security attack -2. There are a lot of situations where that's very helpful. Also, and this is kind of huge, or inheritable effect, security attack +1 if you have a purple Digimon in play. This will presumably always be under a purple Digimon, so it'll always be live. And I guess I should mention, Magnanimon's inheritable gives you +1,000 for each 3 cards you have in your security. So you can very easily have 6, so he's +2,000 to your Digimon. My Digimon aren't small in the first place, but just that little bit can help when you're playing in a mirror match or something. But yeah, getting the aggression with Anduamon's effect is just as important as getting her main effect on play. So you really want to see both of these in a given game. And then kind of the big guy that makes our control play so strong, Lucimon Chaos Mode. Costs 14, so hard slamming it's very difficult. We'll get into more about that later. When it's played or digivolved, you can delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. That's a lot of flexibility, and in today's game where your opponents will have both Tamers and Digimon that you want to delete, I'm looking at you, Yuji and X Antibody. Lucimon Chaos Mode, not Fall Down Mode, is just great. We have situations where we'll just have 20 cards in our trash, and that's important because Lucimon Fall Down Mode reduces its cost for every 10 cards you have in trash. I had times where I had exactly 20, and that was enough to slam him down for enough of a cost to delete a Digimon and then proceed to win the game after. It's a huge game-swinging card, so you can't really play it at 1 and expect to see it all the time. At one point I did do that. I've liked 2. You can make the argument for 3. But with other cards I have in my deck, clumpy hands is a real problem. And now into megas. The most important mega that you just kind of have to run at 4 so you see her is Mastermind from a Star deck. Just a very important card. She Jogresses with a yellow and purple level 5. That's a free Digivolve, so you get essentially a free draw. All Jogress stand back up. I keep saying Jogress. That's DNA Digivolve for us. Oftentimes you do swing turn because you're using Salamon or Gatomon's effects to do it. But because it's free to do a DNA Digivolution play, you can have times where you'll start your turn with Lucimon already out, and you just have to maybe Digivolve for maybe 1 into the Anduamon, and now you can just go ahead and do a Jogress. DNA Digivolve, it's going to be hard to stop saying that. But when Mastermind comes into play via DNA Digivolution, she takes a yellow or purple Digimon from your trash, puts it into your security, and then can play a level 5 or lower from your security onto the field. And then, this is an all turns effect, if you play a Digimon with a card effect, she can delete a Digimon on the board whose level is less than or equal to the one that you played. The play that makes Mastermind so good is, so you've Jogressed into Mastermind, you drew your card, you have Lucimon Chaos Mode in your trash, you take him from your trash, you put him into your security, then you can play him from your security. Lucimon Chaos Mode can then get his effect to delete a Tamer or a Digimon. And then Mastermind can get its effect to delete a Digimon that's level 5 or lower. So you can remove 2 cards or just 2 Digimon from your opponent's board, gain a Digimon. That's a lot of control. Last of our level 6 is Ophanimon Fall Down Mode. It's a standard pick. It's actually one of the things I might end up changing. So Ophanimon Fall Down Mode, just like Mastermind, is also a purple and yellow card. This is a standard Digivolution card. It's not a Jogress. So you can Digivolve this over just any yellow or purple level 5s. when it digivolves, depending on what colors you have in your source. So whether if you have a purple Digimon underneath her, she can delete a level 4 or lower on your opponent's field. And if she has a yellow, then you recover one. If she has both, you do both effects. And if that was all she did, she's still pretty decent, because on deletion, you can play a level 4 or lower yellow or purple Digimon from your trash. So she's only 12,000, so when you swing with her, there's a very real chance she may die. That's great because she will bring a body back to replace her. And arguably the best level 4 to bring back is Gatomon. You can bring back a Gatomon, get a search, and you may presumably have a play for next turn because of that. So I played 2 Zort defeats. If he's checked in your security, during battle, it ends the battle and it plays itself to the board. It's 13,000, and on deletion, it deletes one of your opponent's Digimon. It doesn't matter what its level is. So even if it's another level 7, if this gets deleted, it's going to delete it too. It just does that. Also, it digivolves off of level 6 purples, and both Ophanimon and Mastermind are level 6 purples, so you can climb into him. When you do that, it can delete a Tamer. This card's the reason why I've been running 2 Chaos modes. I've had games where I've opened multiples of these in my starting hand, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. I've decided to take that hit on consistency just to see these cards go off and win games for me. Now we'll get into Tamers. So first up is 3 of Yellow Kari Kamiya from BT8. Kari gains a memory when you add a security, and we have a few effects that do that. That's Magna Angemon and Ophanimon, namely, but we also play reinforcing memory boost that will also add a card to my security. Oh, also Mastermind, because during the resolution of all its effects, it does add something to your security. So all these cards will trigger that +1 memory, which is very useful. It also resets your memory when you get set to less than 3 at the start of your turn. Our next Tamer, and this is a bit different from most builds, is I run Purple Kari from BT4. It's a favorite of mine. I try to run it wherever I can. It gains a memory when you lose a security. Purple Kari is a lot of fun because it can stop your opponent's aggression. If your opponent makes a mistake and attacks in such a way where they go from 0 to 1 on your side, it passes turn immediately. I find it hard to lose when my opponents make that mistake. But another fun thing is that Mastermind triggers both their effects. So you can potentially gain 2 memory when you digivolve into a Mastermind. This is my personal preference. And if I'm being completely honest, it didn't come up that much in tournament. I like it personally, but going forward, this might be one of the first things I change. Into options. So I actually play 4 of the purple memory boost. This card digs 4 into your deck, and you add 1 purple Digimon to it. It gets a delay effect where you can activate on your next or future turns to gain 2 memory. It costs 3. I'm running it at 4. I know a lot of people do run it at high numbers like 3 and 4. My logic is this card is a better start card, like when you're just starting a game, than pretty much any rookie I could field. It gives you memory, and that 2 memory is very helpful. Gatomon costs 5 to play. And slamming on a Gatomon in an immediately passing turn can oftentimes spell its doom. Memory boost lets you either play Gatomon without passing turn. That's usually when you have it in combination with a Kari Kamiya. Or maybe you have 2 memory already when they pass turn. You don't have Kari, but now you can use this, slam down Gatomon, and choke your opponent at 1 memory. This is assuming they don't have a Tamer, but that can happen because we have cards that destroy Tamers. So we can set those plays up. 2 Flame Hell Scythe. Flame Hell Scythe deals 6,000 DP to any one of your opponent's Digimon, and then it plays a 6,000 DP Digimon from your trash. The big thing with this card is it kills Armor Digimon. And if you don't understand how that works, Armor Digimon have an effect called Armor Purge. When they get deleted, they just send their top card, let's say Flame Dramon, to the trash, and then the rookie stays on the board. But because it's a DP minus effect, it will be minus 6,000 DP to the Flame Dramon. It gets deleted because of that. It tries to Armor Purge, but then that minus 6,000 is still applied to the Vmon underneath it, so it gets deleted too. So this is a very good card against things like, Rapidmon, Magnamon, Flame Dramon, and Lydramon. It just deletes them straight out. They don't get to stick around, which is what your opponent wants. And then you get to play a 6,000 DP Digimon from your trash. And actually, we have quite a few options for that effect. This is why Magna Angemon is so good. We have Wizardmon, who isn't great, but he is a target. We have Lady Devimon, who also isn't great, but is a target. And we have Andromon, another target. Both of these guys will get their effects on play with this card. And these two, just like when you're in a murky situation and they can come in handy, you can bring them out as well. I've been ranking it at 2, but I kind of want to see it checked in security more, so this is one of the cards I just might bump up. Reinforcing Memory Boost. This is the best memory boost in the game, at least in my opinion. You take the top 2 cards of your deck, you add 1 to your security stack, and you add 1 to your hand. It has a delay that gains 3 memory instead of the 2 that you get from Purple Memory Boost. It costs 6, which is high, but you're adding security, so that can trigger Kari's effect to gain a memory, so this can really be played for 5 if you have Kari on board. So Chaos Degradation is a very unique and powerful card. Like Flame Hell Scythe, it is a dual colored card, so you need to have both colors to resolve it. But then you place one of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of their security stack, and then you shed or you send the top card of the security stack to the trash. Chaos Degradation is also extremely dangerous in security because it doesn't activate its main effect, but it does send a Digimon to the top or bottom of their security stack. And essentially a recovery for your opponent because you're giving them security, but you can just remove any problem Digimon off the board. Yeah, guys, that's the list. I hope you liked it. If it gives you any ideas for yours, or maybe it's a cautionary tale of what not to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Pass turn.